Hello and welcome to this midweek market outlook webinar. Here we'll be discussing the market outlook from the technical perspective and also discuss our open recommendation and recent recommendations, the track record for our recommendations. So I'm joined by my colleague Subash for the view on the markets. Hello Subash.
Good evening, Devarsh bhai, and good evening to everyone.
So Subash, how are the markets looking from the technical perspective? Can you please share your views? I've shared your screen. Your screen is visible. You can go ahead.
Yeah. So good evening once again. So if you look at the Nifty, it has been rising for 4 consecutive sessions, and the intraday charts are also continuously making higher tops and higher bottoms. So the short-term trend is very much up at the time being, and in the process, the Nifty has also crossed the previous swing high of 19,584. So that is a sign of strength. So the Nifty does look set to move higher, and immediate resistance is at 19,645. Once that is crossed, then there's a good chance Nifty could move up towards 19,800 and even 20,000, making a new lifetime high. Most of the sectors too are showing strength. If you look at the Bank Nifty, today it did show some weakness in the morning, but there has been a strong bounce back in the afternoon session. So it could move up in the near term. And even capital goods remains in an uptrend. And if you look at the power sector, that also has made a fresh breakout last week. So that could also continue to move up. Then even if you look at the auto sector, if you look at the weekly chart, last week it made a fresh breakout to a new lifetime high. So that is also a good sector. Then in looking at the energy sector, that has also bounced back strongly from the 50-day SMA if you look at the daily chart, and now it is near the previous swing highs, so it is showing strength. Then FMCG also is an interesting sector. It has bounced back from the 20-week SMA today, and stocks like HUL and Dabur are showing some strength, so that could move up in the near term. Then the healthcare index has also bounced back and cleared its recent resistances, so it is showing strength. Then IT has also broken out of its recent highs, so that again is showing strength. So most of the sectors are showing strength, and even the broad market indices like mid cap and small cap continue to move up and do not show any signs of any reversal. Global markets like Nasdaq have recently bounced back from the 20-week SMA and have shown strength. And also, if you look at the S&P 500, that has also bounced back from the 20-week SMA, and it is now trying to cross its recent intermediate highs. So overall, the outlook remains positive. And in terms of strategy, we recommend giving a more weight to the large cap stocks, because the Nifty has recently corrected for the last 2 months, and it seems to have reversed its recent downtrend, while the broad market indices like mid cap and small cap seem to be matured, at least for the near term. So the risk reward favors the large cap stocks. So one should give more weightage to the large cap stocks for the coming few weeks. That's all from my side. Now over to Devarsh bhai.
Yeah, thank you. Is my screen visible, Subash?
Yes, visible.
Okay. So since May, we have been bullish on the markets and we have issued more than 95 BSPL recommendations, and many of them have been achieving their targets. So we continue to bring out many MTF margin BSPL recommendations. Recently, this week, 3 more have hit their targets like Motherson Sumi, IRCTC, and JK Paper. Similarly, on the fundamental side, we continue to bring many ideas to you. From 1st of May, 96 recommendations have achieved their first or second targets. This week also, 3 new recommendations have achieved their target: Datametrics, IDBI, and Scient. 11%, 22%, and 15% have been achieved. We issued a report also on 21st of July on DYY SIP, where we have recommended these 18 stocks which are there on your screen for a longer term investors who wants to invest via systematic investment plan in large cap and famous stocks over the longer term. New recommendations recently, in last 3-4 sessions, we have issued 8 new e-margin or BSPL recommendations like Bank of India, Wipro, RT Drugs, Jamna Auto, Rain Industries, Maharashtra Bank, and GSFC, Sun Pharma. Also, on the fundamental side, we have issued 6 new recommendations recently. Stocks like MRPL, HBL Power, HCG, BEL, ITD Cementation, and EPL. So let me spend some time on these 6 recommendations on the fundamental side. Spend a few seconds on each to on why we are recommending these. So let's take Healthcare Global. HCG, as we know, is the largest provider of cancer care, and I think we think that the company should improve its profitability through combination of efforts aimed at improving its operational efficiencies, and that's why pricing and other cost structure should also help it garner new customers, and that's why we are recommending it with the targets of 384 and 414.5. Second stock which we have recommended recently is HBL Power. As we know, HBL Power has recently signed a large contract from Indian Railways on Kavach, their train collision and avoidance system. And with this, the order book position has increased to 1600 crore from 594 crore. So this gives it medium-term revenue visibility, and that's why for the targets of 295 and 322, we have issued a report on HBL Power. The EPL Limited is the world's largest laminated plastic tube. The tubes which we use for the various applications like oral care, toothpaste and all is manufactured by this, and we think that there are reasons why earnings momentum should increase from here, and that's why we are recommending EPL at 226 and 242 as the first and the second target base case and a bull case target, and that's why you can look at the EPL also for a longer term investments. Our ITD cementation, which we issued, hit its target and the prices has come down. So again, we have issued a report on ITD cementation. It has recently received a large order of 3290 crore. Now that brings the order book to 5600 crore against the 7 and 8000 crore guidance which they have provided. So they have a good revenue visibility, and that's why if we value this company on 13.75 times, we come to a target of 258, and for a 15 times earnings, 282 is the target for ITD cementation. One more fundamental idea on the refinery, the Mangalore refinery and petrochemicals. MRPL we have issued this week with the targets of 106 and 117. We believe that the gross refining margin of around $10 compared to 8.6 last year gives us good profitability. So if we value it at a 5 times FI time 25 earnings, we come to a target of 117. We have also issued a report on BEL. Basically, there the defense orders and the existing metro orders are going to come out in next 12 to 18 months, and it gives us the revenue visibility. Company has been conservative, and they are expecting profits to grow. We are valuing this company at a 27 times FY25 and about 29 times. It comes to targets of 151 and 163. So these are the fundamentals idea. Once again, I'll just repeat the name: MRPL, HBL Power, HCG, BEL, ITD Cementation, and EPL are the ideas which we are recommending on the fundamental side. So all in all, market continues to remain bullish. We continue to bring out BSPL and fundamental recommendations for our customers and our relationship managers. Now we have a couple of minutes, 2-3 minutes time. So if you have any questions regarding any of these recommendations or any market related question you have, depending upon the screen you are using, the device you are using, you should see a question mark window. Press that button and put in your question in the window which opens. We'll try to answer as much as possible in next couple of minutes. So if you have any questions, do write in your questions now. By the time the question queue assembles, Subash, if I can ask you a question, which of the from the all the sectors which you showed during your presentation, if you were to pick one sector, which sector looks technically really strong to you?
Yeah, I like the FMCG sector. If we look at the, I'll just open the Nifty FMCG chart. Yeah, if you look at the FMCG chart, it on the weekly chart, it has bounced back from the 20-week SMA after 7 weeks of correction. And on the daily chart, it has broken out of its recent resistances. So it is showing strength, and even stocks like HUL and Dabur also are showing strength. So and even ITC also broke out today. So 3 stocks, Dabur, ITC, and HUL are showing strength. So I think that will help the FMCG index to move up. And all these 3 stocks are large cap stocks.
Right. So there is a question on PSU banks. So PSU banks have been outperforming compared to large private sector banks, and I think now the focus should shift towards large private sector banks like Kotak and ICICI compared to PSU banks. So metals can continue to do well. That's where a lot of opportunities are there, because Chinese economy is not doing well. They are announcing packages, and that should support the metal sector. So there are possibilities. The WhatsApp or the email from our distribution team of research do come to customers. I would request you to get in touch with your relationship manager, Mr. Ashok, or please get in touch with our customer care. They will be able to help you get these recommendations on your email. All right. So it's almost 4:15, so we wanted to wrap it up in 15 minutes. So I will conclude by saying that the markets are showing momentum, though mid cap and small cap have risen a lot, and there is some signs of fraud building up there. So you need to be cautious on mid cap and small cap, but the focus should shift towards the large cap stocks and the CA group stocks. It is important to manage the risk, reduce your exposure to riskier stocks, and increase exposure towards larger cap stocks. That's where the focus is going to shift in next couple of weeks. Thanks, Subash, for sharing your views, and thanks everyone for joining. And we will conclude this webinar. Thank you all for joining.